The Guardians and Yankees, the other series in the ALDS. Guardians have the longest odds to win the World Series at plus 1,600. Yankees plus 500. Yankees minus 225 to take the series, and the Guardians are at plus 180. There are some there's some tweaking that's potentially going on with both teams based on some injuries. You've got the Guardians bullpen with Sandlin, who got hurt, so that they're going to add another righty. Savali, it looks like, will get added to the bullpen. They'll even add Cody Morris. And then for the Yankees, you've got the potential return of Matt Carpenter. Aaron Boone said something about DJ LeMahieu and his ability to swing with the toe injury. So some tweaking, not just some of the stars of the series, but some things to monitor before this series starts tomorrow night at 7:30. Colin, Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. What do we look to as a potential bet for Game 1?
Well, I'm going to attempt to answer the question that everyone's asking going into this series, and that is, can Cal Quantrill surpass his father in career postseason innings? Cal Quantrill pitched a third of an inning in a 2020 wild card. Paul Quantrill, some of the older folks around here, Anthony probably doesn't even know who Paul Quantrill is, had a 14-year career, pitched 1,250 innings, and only had 5 1/3 innings pitched career in the postseason. Both came coincidentally with the Yankees in 2004. So now his son's out here. Can he throw 5 innings today against the Yankees to pass his dad? I know that's the question literally everyone's asking. We'll find out on Tuesday afternoon. Quantrill is actually an interesting pitcher. His metrics have screamed regression all year, but at some point you get to a point where a guy just is what he is. He's got a 3.38 ERA. Sure, his expected ERA is 4.31. His expected FIP is 4.39. But his ERA is 3.38, and he did it over the course of a full season. Still, I don't think I trust him against this Yankees offense. He could be prone to dingers, especially at Yankee Stadium. He allows fly balls 58% of the time. Average launch angle of 13.8 degrees. I think if the Yankees get some loft in the ball, they could be taking the ball out of the park quite a bit. His 2 primary offerings are the fastball and slider. He also moves in a changeup about 11% of the time. The Yankees are 5th offensively against the fastball, 2nd against the slider, and 10th against the changeup. So I think the Yankees are going to have plenty of offensive success here against Quantrill. The question is, which version of Garrett Cole are we going to get? Yep. Garrett Cole's bugaboo all year has been the long ball. He's been fine. Otherwise, he still misses a ton of bats, etc. But is he going to allow a lot of home runs? I think Cleveland's offense is actually a pretty decent matchup for him. They're bottom 5 in ISO. They're bottom 5 in home runs per fly ball. Still, the Yankees have some bullpen questions. I think that while Cleveland doesn't hit a lot of home runs, they hit a lot of doubles. As strange as that might seem, I think the total is a little bit too low here. With Quantrill's struggles and the fact that the Yankees are probably due to hit a lot of home runs off him, and the uncertainty around Cole, I do like over 7 here. And I will throw out one more. I'm also going to be playing Garrett Cole's strikeout prop, which is set at 6.5 right now. Extremely juiced to the under, but I'm still on the under. Despite that, he made 2 starts against Cleveland this year. He had 9 strikeouts in his first and 6 strikeouts in the second. However, that 9 strikeout game, while that might lead you pause in betting the under, that happened all the way back in April. Cleveland's lineup back then had Miles Straw leading off. Owen Miller played first base. Oscar Mercado was in right field. And Bobby Bradley and Ernie Clement both got plate appearances in that game. Cleveland's offense, we've talked all season long about how they're the hardest team in baseball to strike out. The current iteration of that lineup is it in its peak form. So Garrett Cole, I don't know what we're going to get out of him entirely on Tuesday night, but I do know that he's not going to strike out as many guys as a lot of Yankees fans would probably like. So I'm going to take Garrett Cole under 6.5 strikeouts as well.
Cal Quantrill made a start against the Yankees in April as well. And just to kind of highlight what you were bringing up, he allowed 1 home run and he allowed 12 fly balls. So, but that number against anyone else has been consistent, as you hammered home throughout the course of the season, no matter who the opponent is. That was his lone start against the Yankees too this season. Anthony, what's the angle for Game 1? Cole Quantrill, the matchup on the mound.
Yeah, I agree that Cole has a home run problem. He gave up 2 homers per 9 in September. That's really, really bad. But look at some of the lineups that he faced. Much better teams for power than the lineup that he's going to see on Tuesday night. The Guardians are last in barrels. They're bottom 10 in hard hit rate. They do not hit the ball for power. They are dead last in the league in isolated power. I mean, this lineup is really not good at all. They're the only team in the playoffs that made the playoffs with a below average WRC plus. And so I think Garrett Cole's still striking out a ton of batters. And yes, the Guardians may put some balls in play, but number 1 in defensive runs saved this year is the Yankees. Number 3 is the Guardians. Cal Quantrill is a luck box because he gets to play behind this elite Cleveland defense and this elite, positioning defense of the Guardians and get away with it. The wind does not look like a problem at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night. If it were pitching on Thursday where the wind looks like it might be blowing out, I would not be anywhere near the under. But in this situation, I'm going to take the under 7. Both A bullpens are healthy. I have questions about the Yankees' depth in the bullpen, but I'm not too worried about the A bullpen. I also think Cole can go pretty deep, 6-7 innings. So I like under 7. Holding my nose through the Quantrill innings, but I think that once you get past Aaron Judge, this Yankees lineup is also a little bit overrated down the board. So I'm taking the under.